All right, folks, grab your popcorn because Sean Dyche is about to spill the tea on his epic career. We're talking untold stories, behind-the-scenes drama, and a wild ride through the Premier League. First up, how did Burnley become such a standout club? Sean reveals the genius financial blueprint. But wait, there's more. A shocking culture clash that ended his decade-long reign. And brace yourselves for how he managed the whirlwind at Everton with financial chaos and points deductions. Honestly, you don't want to miss this.
You won't believe how Sean Dyche pulled off a miracle at Burnley. We're talking about staying in the Premier League with, get this, the 19th biggest wage bill? What? So, how did he do it? He spills the beans on a revolutionary bonus system that fired up his players, motivated them like never before. This strategy, a total game changer, turning Burnley into a financial and competitive powerhouse.
Was that true?
Yeah, but like I said, the board were very much aligned with that. You know, and Mike Garlick, who is as tight as a drum, trust me.
Yeah.
But
didn't mind paying bonuses if you
exactly.
stayed in the
Reward
league.
people in the right way, including myself. He was very generous to me and my staff.
Give us a flavour for that.
We did an idea where there was big bonuses, so it'd be like players pulled to stay in the division for starters. Yeah. So they got a really, really good amount, and it was pro rata, and we had a point system. So
for minutes.
So point system would be 5 points when you start, 4 points if you come on as sub, say half time, 3 points if you come on as sub during the game, 2 points if you sub unused. But the best one that kept the team together, the group together, was you got a point. So therefore, at the end of the season, money, even if you were travelling and you didn't get on the pitch, you weren't even sub. But to keep the group connected, everyone got rewarded in some way. The kit people got rewarded. Some of the people, the analysts got rewarded. And they were very supportive of that. Some good people on the board who stood steadfast to this idea.
Can we put some numbers on it? So in 2017, when they stayed up, it was about 8.5 million when the reported at the time went on bonuses. And there were some players who were making, as you say, the point system, were making 650 grand on top.
Yeah. So, but if you think
those figures were right.
Yeah. But that sounds a fortune then. It is in many ways, by the way. Let me make that clear.
Oh, the drama. When American owners swooped in with their jam-packed modern vibes, Sean Dyche's old-school charm faced a serious showdown. It was Clash Central, and Sean, he's giving us all the juicy boardroom debates, and that crucial moment, the moment when he realized his Burnley days were numbered. It's juicy, it's dramatic, you can't miss this insider scoop.
Well, what changed business-wise was the forefront of going from an earthy, stable, community-based thinking club to this kind of Americanized model of, social media everywhere, pushing that, wanting to do documentaries, which they did do, of course, and all that. And I was like, in my opinion, and I'm sure Alan wouldn't mind telling you because there's no other angles than I always tell him the truth. I said, you need to slow down. I said, there's people been working in this club a long time. There's a fabric that holds this club and the community together. So for me, it'd be small steps and then, leak it. But they wanted to, do the stereotypical American thing in life, not just in sport, in my opinion of my life, knowing American people as I have done for many years. It's everything now, no, let's push, let's be dynamic and everything. And you go, yeah, that's fine, but it's just not that type of club or that part of the country, you know what I mean? It needs to be sort of softly and brought in steadily, but they wanted to really run with it. At first, it was like, look, we're happy with what you're doing, we want to continue. They signed me on a new contract and stuff like that. Very rewarded me. They started pulling it out, the bit of the jigsaw. They started going, oh, we're going to change this. And, you had the football director who used to be a lawyer, and you suddenly go, with all due respect, you're going, how's that going to work then? You know what I mean? And it was just putting our own people into these positions. And I thought, I'm not anti it, but I go, you have a skill set. You got to know, do you know what I mean? I started going, hang on a minute. So there were meetings in the end. And it was like, because I'd always say, the American guys all came in, good people, by the way, nothing wrong with that. But as a business, they kept saying, I remember Alan, he goes, I hear you. And I go, you hear me, but you're not listening, Alan.
Imagine being tossed into the chaos at Everton right in the middle of a financial meltdown. Sean Dyche lived and breathed the fight for survival. The struggles through tough sanctions, a failed takeover attempt, and a staggering points deduction. It's intense. It's outrageous. Sean's here to tell you this is the most challenging situation modern Premier League has ever seen. It's heroic stuff.
What a terrible week to go through, to know that a club with that history is on your shoulders as manager. You can't go out and tell the truth of what's going on. Because it undermines the team, it undermines the club, it undermines the assets. I've got to sell some of these players, because I've been told that there ain't going to be electric going in here unless we sell these players. So we've got to stay up. You've got to sell the players. At that time, you've got to play the beautiful game. Me to say, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And you got no voice internally as a manager. You're going, it's like the silent scream, you know what I mean? It's like that famous painting, silent scream. It's like that. You just think, can anyone see Edvard Munch? Can anyone see what the truth of this story is?
I mean, from a boardroom perspective, business perspective, and I was looking at this yesterday, Sean, I don't think a modern manager in the Premier League era has had to cope even closely as much as you did with off-field difficulties. You're literally
difficult.
Talking about after the Russia-Ukraine war kicked off and Usmanov was sanctioned, that relationship between Usmanov and Moshiri, to this day, a thing of mystery, but actions speak louder than words. A £30 million sponsorship deal had to be pulled immediately. The club's in a financial meltdown. That's what triggered two things. A lack of capital, as you say, struggling to pay the electricity bills, and the imminent and obvious day of reckoning on financial fair play. Because if you pull out 30 million of revenues and all your player contracts...
Which I got told by that was all going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Whereas when I was interviewed, I was like, well, what happened to it was all going to be fine?
Exactly.
I was like, great news.
Yeah, well, to us, to rival club, directors and co, it was obvious. It was just a question of when. So you had that going on.
Crazy twist alert, Sean Dyche got fired from Nottingham Forest. But here's the kicker, he had good results. So why, right? Sean reveals his theory, and it's all about players grumbling to the bosses, saying they're overworked, plus a media scene that's all about stirring anger and total nonsense. It's a whirlwind of theories, and it's shaping up to be quite the scandalous tale.
And this is a lot that was coming out. The players are tired because they're working them too hard. Since when has that become a currency that is almost like, oh, what are they doing, working footballers too hard? If you'd have written that 10 years ago, people would have gone, every fan would have gone, what are they talking about working so? They should be in there every minute of every day, blah, blah. Now, I couldn't believe it, honestly. Oh, he's working the players too hard. I'm like, when did that become a bad thing? It was literally written as a negative
the players
thing.
saying that?
No, the media was saying that.
I know the media was saying that.
Where are they getting it from?
And I know, well, maybe so. And I'm scratching my head. Me and my staff are going, well, we've got all the data, the stats and facts. I've been doing this a long time. Every bit of data we've got, from training schedules, everything. Premier League stats, where the team are at, lowest physical performing team in the Premier League when we took over. So what do you want me to do then? Not get them fitter? It's just madness, right? This is facts, by the way. This is facts.
But sorry, did any of the players say that to you, that you're working us too hard?
Yeah, of course.
They did?
Yeah, honestly, I could tell you, but this is not just football. This is not just Nottingham Forest. I was with Thomas Frank the other day, and, good people, Gareth, who I get on brilliantly with, and, all of us, we've had all these myths about everything. And but the bit I'm trying to get to, this is where I was saying about the 10% of football life now. Keyboard warriors, media, whatever you want to call it. That, for me, is a coupon buster, where the players were working too hard. I've never heard that as being a negative ever in my life. I cannot find that out. What we're asking the players to work hard for a football team and wear the badge with a bit of pride.
In the end, Sean Dyche takes a step back, reflects, and wow, the football world is shifting big time. It's a clash between old-school grit and dedication versus this new wave of player power and media buzz. It's intriguing, a story of contrasts that define today's game like never before. Really makes you wonder about the future ahead.